frequencies. Unfortunately, those are the frequencies we love to listen also.
Fletcher-Munson curve.
You know what is the lowest frequency of a bass guitar? 40 Hz. That is for the 4-string guitar. If you go for a 5-string, it's going lower. No. 6-string again lower. Normally it is 40 Hz. 40 Hz at normal listening levels. The normal guitar it is 80 Hz. The normal guitar bass string is at 80 Hz. So when you listen to music, you have the bass guitar going in the back and the normal guitar whatever. And at the normal listening levels, whereas the sensitivity difference is 10 dB. That means you can see this red line here, 2 red lines between 40 Hz and 80 Hz. 80 to 90 dB, the sensitivity is almost 10 dB difference. That means how it translates to?
3 times.
Yeah, we don't listen to bass guitar. Normally, bass tracks we will not be able to listen to if. Got it? Yeah. This 10 dB difference in audibility is too high. It is half as loud. That I was listening to 2 channels stereo on this last, and then I introduced a sub into my listening, and I crossed my sub at 40 Hz. I didn't realize why I am very much particular about 40 Hz. Anything going above 40 Hz, I'm feeling like it is not coming correctly. So my MTMs, my main speakers used to roll over at 45 Hz. And I introduced a sub. Then only I actually listened to the bass frequency. Like I was missing it out completely. So after seeing this only, I realized maybe that is one of the reasons. Yeah, you can add some recent finding actually. Thought I'll share with you. So we are actually almost steady between we can say our we are linear from 300 Hz to 2 kHz. You can say, right? 300 to 2 kHz. It is somewhat linear. We are very insensitive to bass.
Very insensitive.
Very sensitive to around 2K, right? 2K is, that is why our voice is almost, our male voice starts at 200 it starts, and all the vocal range is coming within this 300 to 2 kHz range. See the lowest levels. Lowest level means the sensitivity again low goes less when the ambient level is reduced. See between 50 and 70, the difference is 50 dB. Sorry, 15 dB. So am I clear, or people are suddenly silent?
I think I need a little more time to
compensate for this. Crossover in the response curve of the speaker.
We need a driver to act. You require more power at lower frequency.
You need an amp which has more power and a speaker which can reproduce.
See, when it goes to low frequency, unfortunately we need a lot of pressure. Big drivers. We need a lot of SPL to feel it. Otherwise we will never feel it. We cannot.
Assuming you got it. Now there is a difference in 40 and 80 Hz when I listen, because 40 Hz the level is much lower. My interpretation of that.
You need to increase it should be an active system.
It can't be a linear curve that is going to satisfy me, right? A smooth linear curve, flat response.
Yes.
It's like we are equalizing.
These are
It's like we are equalizing the low frequency.
The linear one,
these are called Fletcher and Munson curves of equal loudness. They are when you record it, those are the ones that actually factor into the recording, so that you hear it. So you don't need to compensate again.
They are just the curve for your.
The electric microphones and all use these curves to make it better.
So you don't need to.
So you don't get these curves when you
still need a flat.
No, the
flat is not preferred
Almost.
by many of us, but
I have a little bit to add there. See, I tested with flat, but I still prefer. I lose my sensitivity there. I need more in the 3 and the 40 Hz.
People crank up the bass a little bit, but 3 dB or 60
But
dB.
40 dB is very critical. After that, it will sweep into 80 Hz and you lose the balance. That 40 dB is somewhat magical for me. I don't know. Maybe when I
40
get my
Hz.
next
40
style,
Hz. 40 Hz.
I'll play a little more on that. But I used to listen to most IMAX stuff. IMAX has beautiful bass guitar, and most of the time I don't listen. I went to one of the couldn't hear. I can't hear what is Westack, how it is going. It's a garbled something. It is coming, but it's beautifully there. It goes back. And I went to a concert and I was standing next to the stage monitor. That experience was really good. That you could feel everything, and at the same time that ambient level is happening. So that it matters. It is a very good point to experiment. Maybe people might differ, but it depends on listening preferences as well.
I will also add to what you said, which is only those guys who actually have the subs and experience it. You need to have it, or you need to listen to it and experience it.
then you can't go back.
You'll never go back because that content otherwise is not, is missing. Exactly.
And sub crossing is also very important. See, mostly we say sub 150 Hz. I never cross my sub beyond 40-45. Initially I crossed it slightly higher, but I again came back to 40 Hz. That is 40 Hz only, and it becomes, there is something, the room gain, there is something called the room gain. The room actually amplifies up to 30 Hz it amplifies. It gives the reflection, add to the low frequency content.
See, it is
Speed of the
speed of the sub.
Speed of the sub. See, if low frequency, as such it is
found it out. It is 7
slow, but your
Yes.
transient behavior of the speaker is very, very important. For example, you have a very compliant, I'll come to that in the next session.
You might call a sub slow, but if you don't use a sub, the same frequency is going to be medium. You actually going to be equally slow because it's going to have a size.
No, the slow as such, I wanted to redefine. What do you mean by slow? What do you mean by slow?
Talk about the
I don't believe in the concept of slowness.
No, the slowness.
Slow maybe the decay time.
Damping.
In comparison with your main speaker, actually. That phase listening happens.
That is in the next session. We can actually go into detail. Yeah. So, amplifier power, speaker power, the ratings. I know I was a little disoriented in the beginning, so if you got confused, you let me know.
Are you okay?
No, I'm okay.
Why do we even go for, speakers with lower sensitivity?
They could sound good. As simple as that.
No, is there any inherent advantage, which maybe speakers with lower sensitivity have?
No, I'll tell you what happened actually. Initially when speakers were made, they were all high sensitivity, thin cones, because amplifier's power was maximum 10 watts.
Oh, okay.
When solid state came in, amplifier but to make tube amps with higher power is more expensive. Solid state silicon is cheap. You can get a 1000 watt amp for peanuts. So, but to make a high sensitive speaker, your voice coil gap, your tolerances, everything is very, very difficult to make, more expensive. But if you make a low sensitive speaker, your voice coil gap can be huge. Huge meaning in comparison to a high sensitive speaker. It's cheaper to make, easier to mass produce.
So it's materials could be cheaper. The rubber surrounds and
see
the cones.
The cone of a high sensitive speaker is very thin.
A Fostex will cost you less than a stand speaker. Or Actitone or whatever.
Yeah, but
and all these guys are low sensitivity speakers, and Fostex is very. Hostels you can get for $50, $100.
The expensive plastics are really expensive.
Even fees.
$1,000 plus.
Yeah, 800 plus.
Really
So what I basically want to know is, does low sensitivity technically does it have any inherent
No.
advantage? Nothing.
No.
Nothing that comes with it.
Nothing. You increase your amplifier power and keep going. But then a low sensitivity speaker doesn't have the dynamics. At least my experience.
There are several things you need to look for when you look.
There are other things you look
We will
for.
come to the
Okay.
next.
Yeah.
We will come to the next.
Another question. So between an 85 sensitivity driver and a 95, what would be the price difference in terms of ratio?
You get 95 dB speakers for $2,000, 15-inch woofer, Eminence. It then depends on the sound quality of the speaker, the frequency response, and everything.
Your enclosure, how you design
Everything-
it,
everything-
those things matters.
You get a Eminence alpha beta woofer is 2,500 rupees each. But the same 15-inch, if you want to buy a JBL, is $26,000. There's a lot of difference in the.
And for all you know, you could build a great proper enclosure and get the same sound between a JBL and a Eminence. You get the enclosure right.
And you design the cabinet, everything for the Eminence.
Okay, what are the other, any area I need to cover again?